Now that was my jam. Jodeci Fiendin', V103. That's a classic. Your girl Ramona DeBreaux on your radio. I have a guest in the studio. New documentary called The Swirl. Tavari directed, produced.
Yeah, it's The Swirl. It's a documentary on interracial dating, interracial relationships, interracial marriage.
Now you referenced the movie Jungle Fever in this.
Yeah, the first thing I did when I found out that I was making this film was just put a couple of images out on Facebook and my Twitter, and it posed a couple of questions about it, and it kind of exploded. So I knew I was on to something.
Now we are in a very different place than 10 years ago and even 20 years ago, right?
You know, I break it down into 3 different generations. You have the baby boomers that were totally kind of against interracial dating. You have Generation X that it kind of opened up the dialogue, and now you have the millennials that it's just a way of living. No color barriers and there's no color lines. It adds for interesting dialogue.
If you ask an 11-year-old, I don't think that anyone is really that opposed to it.
Not at all. They have Asian kids in their class and white kids in their class, a lot more than you would see when I was growing up. But now the multiculturalism has just kind of grown in our society.
When we look at even our president, and I know that you do reference that, I mean, he says, look, I'm the son of an African man and a white woman from Kansas.
Right.
He said, I have relatives on 3 continents. So it's almost like, so what for me? I don't think every black woman is going, oh, that's a shame that black man is with. I don't think that that's the case anymore. But what I do have an issue with is when black women saying, I don't want to date a black woman or a black man because they treat me bad. And so I'm just going to date outside of my race because they're white women or, white men are better. That's not the reason you should be dating them. You should be dating them because they make you feel good. You can grow. To some degree, there is some self-hate if that is what you say, because everybody has a bad experience when you're dating. Do you blame a race? No, you blame that situation and you move on to someone else.
Yes, exactly.
No scapegoatisms.
And this film it has characters in it. So I have that person that is pro-black man, and I have that person that is all I date is white women. I have that person, whoever he dates is kind of his trophy. But basically, it just opens up the dialogue. People want to talk about it. And there's people that don't necessarily know how to. A lot of times when you go out on a social event with your friends, you're probably in your nationality or your core group. And what I found out is a lot of people, they start their interracial relationships at work.
I'm going to say something very uncomfortable. If you're dating someone because you think that they're going to give you a baby with good hair, man or woman, you're probably hating yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know that your hair is good hair and God doesn't make mistakes, then you're coming in with stuff.
You get those. It's very interesting to find out why people like what they like. You might have like a brother. I date primarily white women, and that was what it was. Growing up, none of the black women liked him, or something like that.
It's always something inside.
It's an underlying thing in all of the,
Yeah.
why people explore. And then you have people that just open to love. That's one of the main questions I ask at the end is how we wrap up the film is, what is the color of love?
Well, folks can even watch from their desk right now. The movie is out today.
The movie is out today, The Swirl. You can find it on Google Play, iTunes, Amazon. You can also find it at Moguldom Studios. That's MOGULDOMSTUDIOS.com, MoguldumStudios.com.
Tavari Sturdivant, thank you.
Yeah.